Owen Mitchell discovered his ability during a diving accident. 30 feet down. Equipment failure. Regulator malfunctioning. Air supply cut off. The kind of situation that killed divers regularly. Panic. Drowning reflex. 60 seconds until unconsciousness. Maybe 2 minutes until death. Owen's lungs screamed for air. His body fought the instinct to inhale water. His mind raced through emergency procedures he didn't have time to execute. Then something shifted. He inhaled. Water filled his lungs. But instead of drowning, he breathed. Actually breathed. Water flowing in and out like air. Oxygen extracting normally. His body functioning as if the ocean was atmosphere. Owen hung suspended underwater, breathing liquid, trying to understand what was happening. 60 seconds later, it stopped. His lungs seized. The water became water again. Unbreathable. Deadly. Owen kicked hard for the surface. Broke through gasping. Coughing. Alive but barely. The dive master pulled him onto the boat. What happened down there? Owen couldn't explain. Didn't try. Just knew that for exactly 60 seconds, he'd been able to breathe underwater. And when those 60 seconds ended, he'd nearly drowned. Owen tested it carefully over the next month. He learned the rules fast and understood immediately how limited they were. He could breathe underwater for exactly 60 seconds. Not 59. Not 61. Exactly 60. Measured to the second. The ability activated automatically when he submerged and tried to breathe. No conscious trigger needed. Just the act of inhaling water with the intent to breathe. The countdown was absolute. Once started, it ran for 60 seconds. Then stopped. No extensions. No second chances. If Owen was still underwater at 61 seconds, he was drowning. And the cooldown was severe. After each use, Owen needed at least 4 hours before the ability would work again. He tested it. Tried to activate it twice in succession. The second attempt just filled his lungs with water. No oxygen extraction. No breathing. Just drowning. Owen Mitchell could breathe underwater. For 1 minute. Once every 4 hours. And if he mistimed it, he died. Owen was 26 years old. Marine biologist. PhD candidate at Scripps Institution of Oceanography. Research focus on deep-sea ecosystems. The kind of work that required frequent diving. Extended underwater observation. Conditions where 60 seconds of guaranteed air could mean the difference between discovery and death. The ability should have been revolutionary. Should have opened doors. Should have made his research easier. Instead, it just made him aware of how little 60 seconds actually was. A minute underwater felt infinite when you were drowning. Felt like nothing when you were trying to accomplish something meaningful. Enough time to reach an emergency. Not enough time to solve it. Enough time to observe. Not enough time to document. Owen kept the ability secret, because explaining it meant revealing how limited it was. And limited abilities attracted the wrong kind of attention. The first time Owen used it deliberately for research was 6 months after discovery. Deep dive. Submersible malfunction. Communication system down. Owen and 2 other researchers trapped at 80 feet. The sub's emergency oxygen was failing. They had maybe 20 minutes before it became critical. The surface team was working on rescue. But 20 minutes might not be enough. Owen looked at the emergency hatch. Looked at his colleagues. Looked at his watch. "I'm going out to assess the damage," he said. "That's insane. You'll drown." "I'll be fast." Owen opened the hatch. Water rushed in. His colleagues were shouting, but Owen was already through. Submersed. Sinking. He inhaled. The ability activated. 60 seconds. Owen swam around the sub. Found the problem. Tangled cable from the surface. Wrapped around the propeller. 5 minutes to clear with proper tools. Impossible to clear in 60 seconds. But Owen could see the issue. Could report it. Could give the surface team information they needed. 58 seconds. 59. 60. The ability cut off. Owen's lungs seized. He kicked for the hatch. Pulled himself back inside. Gasping. Coughing water. But alive. Cable tangled in the prop. Owen said between breaths. "Port side." Needs cutting tools. Tell surface. His colleagues stared. How did you? Later. Just radio it up. The rescue took 40 minutes total. But because Owen had identified the problem early, the surface team came prepared. Brought the right equipment. Made the repair. Everyone survived. Owen had used 60 seconds to save 3 lives, including his own. But he'd also revealed that he could somehow survive underwater longer than humanly possible. Questions would follow. Questions he wasn't ready to answer. Owen started finding excuses to dive alone. Research that required solo observation. Data collection that couldn't be done with partners. Legitimate reasons to be underwater without witnesses. Each dive was calculated. 60 seconds of breathing. 4-hour cooldown. Plan everything around that window. Use it sparingly. Use it strategically. Never waste it. He rescued a trapped seal using the ability. Reached it in time. Freed it. Surfaced before the 60 seconds expired. The seal survived. Owen's research got credited with quick thinking and luck. He recovered equipment from a research site after a storm. Dove down without proper gear because the weather window was closing. Used his 60 seconds to grab critical instruments. Saved months of data. His colleagues praised his dedication and risk tolerance. He documented a rare species interaction that no one else had seen. Stayed underwater past his air supply because the behavior was unprecedented. Used his ability to extend the observation just long enough. The footage became foundational to his dissertation. Each time, Owen pushed closer to the edge. Each time, he calculated the 60 seconds precisely. Each time, he survived by margins that kept getting smaller. The pattern caught attention. His advisor called him in. Dr. Sarah Chin. 20 years of marine research. Brilliant. Observant. Suspicious. Your diving profile is unusual, she said. I'm careful. You're reckless. You've had 3 close calls in 6 months. Equipment failures. Air supply issues. Extended bottom times without backup. You should be dead. But I'm not. But what aren't you telling me? Owen wanted to lie. Wanted to say he was just lucky. Just careful. Just good at managing risk. Instead, he told her the truth. About the ability. About the 60 seconds. About using it to push his research further than anyone else could go. Dr. Chin was quiet for a long time. Then, you realize this changes everything. If you can breathe underwater, even for a minute, that's unprecedented. We need to study this. Document it. Understand the mechanism. I'm not interested in being studied. Then you're wasting it. You have an ability that could revolutionize marine research. And you're using it for minor observations and equipment recovery. That's not enough. What would be enough? Something that matters. Something that couldn't be done any other way. Something that justifies the risk you're taking every time you use it. Owen thought about it. About the 60 seconds. About what could be accomplished. About whether survival and success were the same thing. The opportunity came 8 months later. Research submarine. Lost contact. 3 crew. Last known position was 200 feet down in a trench off the California coast. Navy was coordinating rescue, but the weather window was closing. After 72 hours without contact, survival odds dropped to nearly 0. Owen volunteered for the search team. Not official capacity. Just someone who knew the area. Who had experience diving. Who wanted to help. They found the sub 4 days after it went missing. Intact. Resting on a ledge at 180 feet. No response to communication. No signs of movement. The Navy team couldn't get close. The sub was wedged in a position that made docking impossible. They'd need to bring in specialized equipment. That would take days. Days the crew might not have. Owen looked at the depth. At the sub. At his watch. I can check if anyone's alive, he said. The dive coordinator looked at him. That's a technical dive. Cold. You're not trained for that. I've done deeper. Not without proper support. Not without backup systems. The risk is too high. 3 people might be dying in there. 60 seconds is enough to confirm if they're alive. Give you information you need to justify expedited rescue. The coordinator hesitated, then nodded. 60 seconds. Not a second more. You verify signs of life and you surface immediately. Clear. Clear. Owen descended. The pressure at 180 feet was immense. His equipment was barely rated for it. The cold was biting. The visibility was terrible. Every instinct screamed to turn back. He reached the sub, found a viewport, looked inside. 3 crew members. Huddled. Conscious. Alive. But weak. They saw Owen. Started waving desperately, pointing at the oxygen gauge. Nearly empty. Owen checked his own air. He had maybe 3 minutes at this depth. Enough to surface safely. Not enough to do anything else. But he had 60 seconds of guaranteed breathing. 60 seconds where pressure and oxygen didn't matter. 60 seconds where he could work without worrying about air supply. Owen made a decision. He found the external emergency release. Started working it. The mechanism was stuck. Corroded. Frozen from pressure. It needed force. Neither of which Owen had. He inhaled. Activated the ability. 60 seconds. Owen pulled. Levered. Used tools. Used strength. Used every second. The mechanism started moving. Slowly, the hatch began opening, creating an escape route, giving the crew a way out. 50 seconds. 55. 58. The hatch opened fully. The crew started evacuating, moving toward the exit. They had emergency rebreathers. Could make it to the surface with support. But they needed to get clear of the sub first. 60 seconds. The ability cut off. Owen's lungs seized. Water rushed in. He was at 180 feet. Past safe ascent limits. His equipment was failing. His body was shutting down. He'd saved 3 people. At the cost of his own life. Owen didn't die. One of the crew, former Navy rescue diver, saw him struggling. Grabbed him. Shared air. Controlled the ascent. Got Owen to the surface alive. Decompression sickness. Nitrogen narcosis. Oxygen toxicity. Owen spent 3 days in a hyperbaric chamber. Doctors said he'd pushed far beyond safe limits. That he should be dead or permanently disabled. But he survived. Mostly intact. Minor neurological damage. Some memory issues. Nothing permanent. The Navy wanted to know how he'd done it. How he'd stayed down that long. How he'd worked at that depth without proper equipment. Owen told them he didn't remember. Pressure-induced confusion. Adrenaline. Survival instinct. He'd gotten lucky. They didn't believe him. But they couldn't prove otherwise. The crew confirmed Owen had saved them. That was enough. They gave him a commendation. Thanked him. Let it go. But others didn't let it go. Agent Wilson showed up 3 weeks later. Same conversation. Different angle. Mr. Mitchell, we've been tracking unusual diving incidents. People who survive situations they shouldn't. Who perform feats that exceed human capability. Your name came up repeatedly. I'm a trained diver. You're more than that. You can breathe underwater. Not with equipment. Actually breathe. Extract oxygen from water like a fish. We need to understand how. Owen didn't respond. Wilson pulled out footage. Submersible cameras. Navy recordings. Showing Owen at 180 feet. Working without air supply. Moving normally while his equipment showed 0 oxygen. 60 seconds, Wilson said. That's your window. That's how long the ability lasts. After that, you're drowning like anyone else. But for 60 seconds, you're superhuman. What do you want? To offer you a position. Close call unit. Underwater rescue specialist. Situations where 60 seconds makes the difference between saving lives and recovering bodies. I'm a researcher. You're someone with an ability that could save hundreds of lives. And you're wasting it on academic observations. Work with us. Use your 60 seconds for something that matters. Owen thought about the crew. About the 3 people who'd survived because he'd used his ability. About whether 60 seconds was enough to justify changing his entire life. What's the survival rate for your operatives? Owen asked. 85% over 5 years. I'll think about it. Owen thought about it for 6 months. Finished his dissertation. got his PhD, published papers on deep-sea ecosystems that revolutionized understanding of pressure adaptation. Then he called Wilson. "I'm in. But I have conditions. I only deploy for underwater rescue. No military operations. No combat. Just saving lives. And I maintain my research position. This is supplementary work, not replacement." Wilson agreed. Owen joined the close call unit as a specialist consultant, available for underwater emergencies, drownings, sub-accidents, recovery operations, situations where his 60 seconds could make a difference. He ran 23 missions over 2 years, each one calculated precisely, each one using his 60 seconds to maximum effect, each one ending with people alive who shouldn't be. A yacht sinking in a storm. Owen dove repeatedly, 60 seconds at a time. 4-hour cooldowns between. Rescued 7 people over 18 hours. Everyone survived. A helicopter crash into the ocean. Crew trapped. Sinking fast. Owen used his 60 seconds to break windows. Create escape routes. Get people out before the aircraft sank too deep. For survivors. A research station flooding. Equipment failure. Owen went in. Found the breach. Sealed it temporarily using his 60 seconds to work underwater without air supply. 11 researchers saved. Each mission pushed him closer to limits. Each 60 seconds felt shorter. Each 4-hour cooldown felt longer. The ability was reliable but unforgiving. One miscalculation and Owen was drowning. 1 second over and he was dead. The breaking point came during a mission in the Philippines. Ferry accident. Overcrowded passenger boat. Capsized in rough seas. 100+ people in the water. Many trapped below deck. Water dark, cold, chaotic. Owen deployed with a rescue team. Used his 60 seconds repeatedly. Dove down. Found trapped passengers. Guided them to exits. Surfaced. Waited 4 hours. Dove again. He saved 12 people over 8 hours. 12 uses of his ability. 12 times pushing his body to the limit. 12 times calculating the 60 seconds with his life on the line. On the 13th dive, Owen miscalculated. He thought he had 30 seconds left. Actually had 5. The ability cut off while he was still at 40 feet. No air. No breathing. No ability. Just water and panic. Owen tried to surface. Too deep. Too fast. His lungs were screaming. His vision was narrowing. He was drowning in real time. A rescue diver saw him. Grabbed him. Shared air. Controlled the ascent. Got him up. Owen survived. Barely. Pulmonary edema. Barotrauma. Severe decompression sickness. 3 weeks in hospital. Permanent lung damage. Reduced capacity. Breathing difficulties that would never fully heal. Wilson visited. "You pushed too hard. I saved 12 people. You almost died. That's the job. The job isn't dying. The job is calculated risk. You're not calculating anymore. You're just risking." Owen knew he was right. The ability was still there. Still worked. Still gave him 60 seconds. But his body couldn't handle the repetition anymore. Couldn't handle the pressure changes. Couldn't handle the stress. "I'm done," Owen said. "I've given enough." Owen Mitchell retired from the close call unit at 29. 3 years of service. 23 missions. 38 lives saved. At the cost of permanent lung damage that left him unable to dive recreationally. Unable to work in his chosen field. Unable to use his abilities safely even if he wanted to. He moved to Colorado. As far from the ocean as he could get. Got a teaching job. Marine biology. Classroom only. No fieldwork. No diving. No opportunities to use the 60 seconds he still technically had. The ability remained. Owen tested it occasionally. Filled a bathtub. Submerged. Breathed water. 60 seconds exactly. Then drowning reflex. Same as always. But he never used it for anything real. Never went back to the ocean. Never put himself in positions where 60 seconds would matter. Because Owen had learned the truth that took too long to accept. 60 seconds was both infinite and meaningless. Long enough to save a life. Not long enough to save multiple lives. Enough time to make a difference. Not enough time to change everything. And using it repeatedly, pushing it to limits, destroyed the body faster than the ability could protect it. Owen Mitchell is 32 now. 3 years since retirement. 6 years since discovery. 6 years of breathing underwater for exactly 60 seconds at a time. He still has the ability. Still could use it. If he was willing to risk the lung damage worsening. If he was willing to accept that 60 seconds might not be enough anymore. But he's not willing. He gave 3 years to underwater rescue. Saved 38 people. Destroyed his lungs in the process. He teaches marine biology to undergraduates. Shows them videos of ecosystems he can no longer visit. Talks about research he can no longer conduct. Lives vicariously through students who have the lung capacity he lost. Sometimes he thinks about the ocean. About diving. About those 60 seconds of perfect breathing. About what he could still accomplish if he went back. Then he coughs. Feels his damaged lungs struggling with regular air. Remembers what happened when he pushed too hard. Remembers that 60 seconds of superhuman ability doesn't compensate for permanent human limitations. He could breathe underwater for exactly 60 seconds, which turned out to be both amazing and insufficient. Enough to save individuals. Not enough to save everyone. Enough to make a difference. Not enough to justify destroying himself. Some abilities are limitless. Some are powerful. Some change everything. His was 60 seconds. Exactly. No more. No less. And after 6 years of using it, Owen learned that 60 seconds could save lives or end his. Depending on how carefully he calculated, how precisely he timed, how willing he was to risk everything for 1 more minute underwater. In the end, he chose to stop. Chose to walk away. Chose to preserve what remained of his body instead of sacrificing it for 60 more seconds. That's not cowardice. That's not failure. That's just math. 60 seconds of ability versus decades of damage. The equation didn't balance. So Owen stopped solving it. He could breathe underwater for exactly 60 seconds. And that had to be enough. Because trying to make it more, trying to push beyond the limit, had nearly killed him. Some abilities have no room for error. No margin for miscalculation. No forgiveness for pushing too hard. His was one of them. 60 seconds. Exactly. And Owen learned to respect that limit. Or pay the price. He chose to respect it. Eventually. After it was almost too late. Now he lives landlocked. Lungs damaged. Ability dormant. Teaching others to appreciate what he can no longer experience. And some days that's enough.